I was thinking about Beverly Hills. When I was in college, I was a UCLA student. I worked for two Beverly Hills accountants and I learned so many lessons. I was young, I knew nothing, and I learned quite a bit of life wisdom from these guys, these fellas. So, haven't seen them in years. I should check up on them and see how they're doing. But I wanted to share some of the lessons that I learned working for Beverly Hills accountants. Lesson one. These guys were fantastic. They were friends. They had met in college. Neither of them went to fancy schools. You know where they went to school? Cal State LA. It's not a bad school at all. The Cal State system is perfectly respectable, but they had a thriving, high level practice. They did really well for themselves financially, and they went to Cal State LA. So, lesson being, doesn't matter if you go to Harvard or CSUN, you can carve out your niche wherever you are. So I think what's important for them is they learned how to be accountants. They learned how to pass the CPA exam, which is a very, very hard exam. And they didn't go into debt doing it. And it probably didn't hurt that they were at a regional school. So if you're going to practice in Manhattan, going to Cal State LA is probably not the move. But they were at a regional school to them. So I love that about them. Thing number two, they had their practice in the heart of the ritziest center of Beverly Hills. They were where their clients were. They wanted to be in the heart of it all. They were right on the corner of Wilshire Boulevard and Beverly Drive, not Beverly Boulevard, Beverly Drive. They were in the Glendale Federal Building, which is a beautiful building on that corner. That building, if you're ever in Beverly Hills, it's kind of cool. You stand underneath it, and all around, if you look up, there's stained glass windows. So you see anyway, if you're from Beverly Hills, see the Glendale Federal Building. Not on any tourist map, but pretty cool. The building also has those, for all I know they don't anymore, they had those pneumatic tubes that you could send like messages through. So anyways, they kept their office in this fancy building. They had a celebrity clientele, a little older celebrities, kind of, but wealthy and celebrity Beverly Hills clientele. They were where their clients were, but neither of these guys lived in Beverly Hills. They lived in safe, nice, affordable neighborhoods with excellent schools for the kids, but not right in Beverly Hills. So they found really good value and all the things they wanted to do in their personal life. But when it came to work, they located themselves where their wealthy clients were. And I thought that was a really interesting lesson. And neither of them wanted to or aspired to live in Beverly Hills. And neither of them wanted to or aspired to have their practice be, where they lived. But they loved where they lived. Here's kind of a weird tip that both of them did. Both of them did this, which I think is kind of interesting. This must be like a CPA thing. Both of them, when they bought their cars, thought ahead and planned how many years they were going to keep their car, and then they were going to give that car to their child who was going to be turning 16 when they bought their next car. So, this 16-year-old kid is going to get like a 9-year-old nice Mercedes. But the one, I just remember the one was a nice Mercedes. The one was like an Acura, but they planned, they thought that out. And like, this is like literally the one guy, his daughter, when she was like 3, he was like a couple cars down the road. He's thinking like, well, this is going to be my car I'm going to have for these years. And then the next car will be the car that, Susie, her name wasn't Susie, but that she'll have as her car when she's 16. So I thought that was really interesting. It feels very accountant-y to me. The last thing these guys did, both of them, is they took their skills that they had in their job and they used it as something they could really contribute of value to their religious community. So both of them, one was Jewish, he was super involved like at his temple, and the other was super Christian, involved in his church. They both, we did not do books usually for most people. We only did books for one person. I can tell you in a second who that is. We mostly did like taxes and stuff, but we did the books for the temple, we did the books for the church, and that was something that they could do to give as a contribution to these religious communities that were very important to them, which I thought was cool. The one person, this is your little bonus for sticking around and watching this entire video, the one person whose books we did, Anne Margaret. She was a celebrity client, and this was in the 80s, so it was still in pretty recent memory. You maybe have to be old to know this, but Anne Margaret actually had a really tragic fall. She fell off the stage in Lake Tahoe when she was performing and was badly like, she had all this, like, I think she like had major everything. But yeah, we did her books, and I will never forget, because I would kind of get to look at stuff, her huge recurring monthly expense, and I love this, flowers. A beautiful florist in Beverly Hills. And I once asked, and I never got an answer, and I would love to know this, was she giving these flowers as gifts to others, or were they simply huge, beautiful flower arrangements for her own home? I will never know. Maybe a combination of both. So anyway, those are some lessons I learned working for some Beverly Hills accountants. This could maybe be helpful to somebody or totally irrelevant to your life. I thought it was kind of interesting. Anyway, wherever you are, whatever you are doing today, I love you so much, beautiful people, and thank you for being you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.